Pastor Kayanja is the latest to speak out against the injustices which were committed on Bobi Wine. He came out to say that he doesn't believe in what happened on Bobi Wine's family. In fact, he said these statements.
Honorable Robert Chagulanyi, and especially on his wife. Ebikolwa ebyo tubivumirira nnyo. Amagye gaffe gamanyiddwa ng'ag'empisa wonna gye galaga kati abantu abamu ab'olubatu empulunguse nga bwe tukiyita mu Luganda be baagala okuvumisa eggye lya Uganda oba abasirikale ba poliisi aba Uganda. Tulina abantu be tumanyi, abantu balamu abatasobola kukola bintu ebyo. Naye so ebikolwa ebyo bibi nnyo naddala ku mukyala maama w'eggwanga. Bwe mutuuka ne mutuuka bimwambulira ate muba mwambudde eggwanga lyonna ate nga temumulina okukuma bannakazadde b'eggwanga. So abakola ekintu ekyo beenenye Uganda esobola okugenda mu maaso kubanga si kya buntu. Ezo mpisa zaffe twabiramu ku biseera bya Amin Obote 2 kati ebintu ebyo si bye by'amagye gaffe. Tulina ba-officers abantu balamu nno, abantu abatasobola yadde okulagira ekintu ng'ekyo era baakoze ekyo kyammwe mmwe mwakyekoledde, mmwe kibambadde tukyakyambaza b'amagye kubanga tusula nabo, tubeera nabo, tulya nabo, bakoddomi baffe, baganda baffe, si bwe babeeramu ebyo. So n'olw'ensonga eyo abaakoze ekyo mukyambadde kyammwe era mulina okukyenenya okukivaamu.
That is Pastor Kayanja. Pastor Kayanja is a well-known supporter of the NRM. And to me, when he came out to speak against the injustice, at first I felt happy, but he didn't speak about it as he was supposed to do. I don't know why many of the local pastors keep a deaf ear whenever injustice is made on the same people. But also I think in politics nothing happens for a reason. Why is it that he waited for the Lord Mayor to speak about this? Because it was when the Lord Mayor and Balaam visited the church. What if Balaam and Lord Mayor never came to visit the church? Was he going to speak about it? So the purpose of this video, I've come to speak about Pastor Kayanja's speech that went against the injustices committed in Bobi Wine after Balimwezo and Balaam met in church, what means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to.
Tusabe Katonda atutaase.
Let's pray for God to intervene.
Ebikolwa ebyaliwa Honorable Chagulanyi,
the actions that happened
on his wife,
ku mukyala we,
fenga bannaddiini tubivumirira n'okusinga bwe twali tuvumiridde ekintu kyo.
We don't agree with that.
Because Uganda eyo gyevudde.
That's where Uganda was then. It has come from there.
So that there's no excuse for that.
Tewali kyakwekwasa.
Not at all.
Tesakikkiriza.
Not at all. We don't want to tarnish the name of our beautiful, wonderful soldiers and police officers. Uganda has probably the best. But a few who thinks they can take things in their hands. Please. Please. Uganda has come from very far, and we still have a long way to go.
The reason as to why statements that made by Pastor Kayanja can be a subject of discussion is among the very biggest pastors. In fact, in Uganda, if you don't speak about Kayanja, Kakande, Serwada, recently Pastor Bujingozo has not entered that realm. Those are the biggest pastors with the biggest following. Their word can be subjected to discussion. They always keep quiet whenever injustices are committed. But when Pastor Kayanja comes out to speak about that, I felt happy. although coming out to say and maybe not buttressing his point, because whenever you come out to say we condone those things that happened, I think there are bad elements within the command. What? It's not okay. Those atrocities are commanded by the commander-in-chief. Is why the reason why even if atrocities are done, the commander-in-chief keeps on changing tune. He keeps on keeping quiet. It is the reason as to why even when the minister Balaam stood out to speak, he apologized that you forgive us because the wrong elements within the army, the commander-in-chief doesn't condone that. Yet we all know that the violence comes from the head. Balaam said this, here's the tape.
I want to apologize to you, Balimoza, and all your friends who have been mismanaged at one given point. If our officers have misbehaved, I ask God to forgive them. But at most, I want you, the Christians and all Ugandans, to forgive our officers and pray for our officers so that they make the wise decision at all times. I know there are mistakes made by some of us who work with him, but let's excuse him from those mistakes. But being a commander-in-chief, is responsible for the commands made and mistakes made. Me now as his minister, I want to apologize to you, Balimoza, and all your friends who have been mismanaged at one given point. If our officers have misbehaved, I ask God to forgive them. But at most, I want you, the Christians and all Ugandans, to forgive our officers and pray for our officers so that they make the wise decision at all times. Officers have their commanders, and the top commander is my elder brother, General Moses Kainerugaba. All of you Christians, pray for General Moses Kainerugaba. Let God give him the courage, the braveness, and the wisdom to command the professional force of UPDF, including Uganda Police, Uganda Prison, since he's the CDF, Chief of Defense Forces, to lead with a lot of wisdom, a lot of courage, a lot of faith, and a lot of tolerance, and also forgiveness. We need to forgive some people whenever we should.
That is Balaam. So for me, I may not believe the apology when even a junior is saying it. Okay? How come that all the atrocities which are being done, they are confirmed by the CDF? The CDF comes out to say that we attacked Bobi Wine, even puts out a picture of Bobi Wine on the floor. Okay? With pride. And I keep on telling people that pride comes before a fall. All regimes that fail, what killed them was pride. You attack my home and you have the audacity of releasing pictures of my wife on the floor. And Balaam comes out to speak arrogantly that you forgive us, it's the wrong elements within the army. They are not the wrong elements. It's the command that is making these atrocities. Okay? And by the way, Balaam is not a stupid person. He's a crude businessman. He's a wise person. He's smart. Telling those statements is playing politics. They are not even remorseful about the violent attacks, the forceful disappearances. So for me, I think the pastor came out to go against those things because two politicians had come. This thing happened barely a week ago. Why is he coming out to speak about this when the Lord Mayor is around? In fact, it is the Lord Mayor that spoke up against the injustice of Bobi Wine and maybe caused Pastor Kayanja to speak this. In fact, the Lord Mayor-elect Balimwezo said this. Here's the tape.
Tata, era nsaba musabire gwanga lino.
You pray for the nation.
Ebyabadde mu kulonda obyogedde katono naye byabadde si birungi.
A lot happened during the election season.
Era mwalabye ekyabadde wa mukyala wa mukama wange. Tumusabire mukyala Bobi Wine, mukyala Kyagulanyi. Tusabire family yonna.
Let's pray for the family.
Ekyabaddeyo si kyensi kyeyagala.
What happened is not.
So nsaba
We've come to our spiritual father to pray for the nation, so we have peace. As you were talking, tears were flowing, saying we need peace. Something happened. Let's pray for our nation. Me on my knees, as a contact, to pray for the nation. Let's pray for all the leaders and the president.
That is Balimwezo. So, first of all, one, Pastor Kayanja is saying this, it is a welcome. But that is not enough. You don't need to say it after the Lord Mayor elect coming out to tell you. You see everything on social media. You have a voice. Okay? No sane person can cheer on this regime, brutal regime. Okay, if you are the attacked women, haven't you not been seeing, okay, other people being attacked, people being killed, presidential candidate being blocked from doing anything? They are all mum in the election season. They think that cheering on a dictatorship, it will preserve them, because many of these pastors have files, etc. They want to still access the state house. The moment religious leaders get conflicted to get freebies and favors from state house, they won't have a voice to speak up. Yet their duty is supposed to be Christ. I keep on challenging religious leaders. If Christ, the one you follow, was living today, would he act the way you are doing on the injustices being committed in the country? Because even history tells us that when he was around, he used to go against the emperors, the kings who did wrongful things to to God's people. But many pastors are in the gospel for dealing. Of course, as Pampina Armenians, truly, Mr. Makindi, Kabisula Iman Mahagal. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. See you on another one. Peace.